Welcome to the fourth and final video of the Desanto series. We all know that he had an amazing fireman's carry from the outside and inside. We went over what made that fireman's carry so great. We also went over his second moves, but today we're going to be going over how he could have made it even better and how you guys can make it better. Those of you who want to implement it into your wrestling, or if you're a coach or a parent, you want one of your athletes to implement it into their wrestling. So for the inside carry, honestly, after watching all of his matches, I don't have much to add there. But from the outside carry, there's so much opportunity. If you guys watch the rest of the videos, you guys know that from the outside carry, he ends up in the seatbelt position a lot. And that's what most of this video is going to focus on. This is a graphic that I included in the other video. Before he shoots his fireman's carries, whether it's an inside or outside, he loves having this grip, inside control, and his opponent having elbow control. Keep this in mind because this is very important. The first move I'm going to say is a move that you should think about adding to your game if you want to make your fireman's carry series better, is a hip toss. And this is why. This is the only time I ever seen Desanto throw in the body. And even though he didn't do it from an outside fireman's carry attempt, I think that it will flow into it well. And I'm about to show you why. So as you can see here, he has that grip. Well, he has inside control and his opponent has elbow control. Then he has a seatbelt. So this is a position that he ends up in a lot from the outside fireman's carry. Goes up to a regular underhook, steps in, pivot hip toss. He ends up in this position a lot. Here's a few clips of it. So outside carry attempt, comes up the body. As you can see, he has that grip, inside control. His opponent has elbow control. Outside attempt, again, comes up the body. So from an outside attempt, you can go directly into that position that's necessary to hit a hip toss. Again, this time he ends up just going straight to the seatbelt position. Kerry Kolak kind of thought of this, so I'm going to show a video that he posted on YouTube explaining this technique.
So he needs to just step back and he pulls me up with a wizard. When he pulls me up into underhook position. And as I come up, I can simply step across from my hip toss here. So I'm going to circle, I set up my single leg.
As you can see, even in the tutorial, he has that same exact position of he has inside control and the other guy has elbow control.
I level change, he falls and pulls me up now. So I don't have any leverage to keep going under, so I go up the body, but there's a pocket of space here now opened up. So I go here to the waist, I come up inside, and now I want to do my back step in, pop.
And here's a real world example. As you can see, he has inside control. The other guy has elbow control. Took a shot, goes up the body, steps in for a hip toss. Perfect example in the match. And this is Cam Caffey doing it. Not the same grip, just showing that how easily you can go from a head inside single to a seatbelt and then use that to throw a hip toss. Somebody who's really good at this technique, just in general, not the hip toss necessarily, but anything going from a sweep single or a head inside single to a seatbelt, is Lenny Pinto. He's a freshman at Nebraska, but he's also a 2020 Pennsylvania State champion. He actually used a similar technique to this to win his Pennsylvania State title when he was down big in the third period. So let's slow it down. So he shoots a head inside single. His hand is clear on the leg. He's going to go up to a seatbelt. And if you look at his other hand is on the opponent's tricep. Now, if you shot this from an outside carry, that hand will already be there. And then he just does a hip toss, whip over straight to the opponent's back. Look at the score. He's down 7-3 in the third period. This is a few clips of him in college. Head inside single, straight to the seatbelt. Sweep single, go straight up to the seatbelt, back trip. He does this technique all the time. Sweep single, up to the seatbelt, Another back trip. Sweep. So if you just wanted to, if you was doing outside carries and you ended up in that seatbelt position, then this is an option. Lenny Pinto shows it really well. Now, if you end up in the seatbelt position and you're still on the mat, as we saw Desanto being many times, there's plenty of options from here. This is a match against Austin Gomez. Also, he ended up in this position against Roman Bravo Young. Now, I already went over in the previous videos that he did have a second option from here. We call it the sneaky leg takedown. This is the only clip I'm going to show of it because I already have multiple videos showing it. But I want to go over other good options. A cow catcher is a really good option if you end up in that seatbelt position. Even if the cow catcher doesn't work, you can also transfer to a side body lock throw to take the opponent's feet to back. The reason I like these options is because clearly they work against the best guys. Also, because it's feet to back. The reason why I like the Desanto series so much is because it's dangerous. I like feet to back moves that work at the highest level. Obviously, something like a head and arm or things of that nature, a lat drop, they work at the highest level, but they're not going to be anyone's bread and butter when it comes to the highest level because they're a lot easier to game plan against. But when you compare it to a fireman's carry is a good enough move to be an elite guy's bread and butter. That's even Spencer Lee's, one of Spencer Lee's favorite moves from neutral. And to do the seatbelt side body lock throw, you don't have to fake the cow catcher like Date did and like Austin Gomez did before. This is a clip of him doing it just from the seatbelt. Locked up his hands, got his hips in, and threw the guy to his back. I want to show a few other options from the seatbelt. This is Joe Zargo doing his cross pit technique from there. I want to show Barnett sweep up to the seatbelt. He's going to sweep. Goes up to the seatbelt position. Catches that tricep close to the armpit and takes him right to his back. He actually ended up getting a pin from this position. So I'm going to end off the match with this clip of Ed Scott. He is the only wrestler I know who can go feet to back from upper body throws, but who's also really good at a fireman's carry. So this is a time where I saw him go from the fireman's carry attempt straight to the upper body throw. It's not an outside carry to a hip toss. It's actually an inside carry to a head and arm. I'm just showing this clip because it shows you how dangerous it can be if you have multiple ways to go feet to back. A lot of elite wrestlers don't even have one way to take their opponent's feet to back. They just like doing single leg takedowns. So that's why I like watching Ed Scott. So let me play this last clip. So he fakes outside, goes inside. The opening is up there, so he gets an underhook, stands up to his feet, locks it up instantly.
That's the one that he likes to. Scott's gonna throw this headlock. He's got it tight. He rolls it through. He rolls it through. And Scott rolls it through. This could be the match.
I was just a bit upset because this was essentially a freshman against a two-time All-American Caleb Young. So really, I was super excited about this video. I think that hip tosses are underutilized. It doesn't even have to be a hip toss. There's multiple techniques you can do from here. But transferring from that outside carry to another big move that can still put the opponent on their back will really keep somebody on their toes. And it makes you a very dangerous wrestler if you have so many ways to end a match. So thank you guys for watching this series. I had a great time making it, and I'll see you guys on the next videos.